Hello again, Ferdie in Spain. Sun, stories and surprises. So what we've got for you. Oh, surprises, surprises. We've got some street lighting surprises out in the countryside where there is terrific vision of the stars at night, excepting they've decided to put some street lights in, which I think is dreadful. I was lucky enough, or unlucky enough, to have a new knee last December, so it's almost a year ago now that I was in the Spanish hospital having a Spanish knee, and despite the Spanish nurses and the Spanish surgeon and the Spanish system, I'm still not that keen on paella, but there we are. They've had a go. And as far as the knee's concerned, everything's fine, thank you very much. The other thing we've had a look at, apart from the hospital and the street lights, is one or two of the things that they grow around here. It's amazingly green. Here we are in December. We've had an incredibly hot summer, but it's very, very green. And the orange crop is coming up for harvesting in December. So I've been out and about, wandering around, trying to find little bits and bobs of things to amuse you. Certainly amuse me. But then I've perhaps got a small brain. So there we are. Have a look at this and I hope you enjoy it. This is one of the quiet country roads leading out of Taillarda, and what they've discovered is that to lay a pavement and curbstones is frightfully expensive, so in order to make a footpath slightly cheaper, they've managed to get hold of this picture of a man, and they paint two white lines, and there's your footpath. And you can see we're on November 25th. You can see how green it is in the countryside. These vines they almost look as if they've been abandoned. They've taken the grapes off them, but they've not ploughed in between the vines. And what would normally happen is that they'd allow the leaves to die back, and then they would cut all of this year's growths off and just leave the basic stalks, not stalks, but the bush behind. And they grow incredibly quickly the following year. So what we've got here, in order to make sure we've got plenty of street lighting for all the people using this footpath on a regular basis, is a series of holes, and they're just waiting for lampposts which will have solar panels. So the whole of the street, instead of having lovely night skies, it'll be lit up at night, and for my money, spoil it. But there we are. That's what happens. This is the next stage of what's going to happen. They've poured the concrete in the hole and they've put the 4 bolts in ready to take the lampposts. So they're on the way with this job, and it'll all be finished ready for the Christmas traffic, if there is any. Back on this country lane, November 25th, not a sunny day, but you can see the lampposts down there. That's a well. There are wells all over the land here, and most of them are protected to stop any children falling into them, because they do contain water and it's fairly deep down, and a lot of houses rely on well water. This is what the street lights look like. The lamps at the front there and the solar panel on the top, and we've got this palm tree up here, way up there, and that's keeping its eye on the street lighting. This is the cross of Santa Maria, or Ave Maria, and it was the patron saint of Taillarda, Saint Vicente Ferrer, that gave her this title in 1410. This cross commemorates that, and somebody's been along here and they've put the 2 little angels and a tea light so that they can come down here and say a little prayer to Ave Maria. I'm in the Denia hospital now. I had a new knee last December, and they've just called me in for rehabilitation. The entrance to the hospital is pretty well at the far end of this corridor, and then I turn right. Or alternatively, I can go to the end of this corridor and turn left. So they're just checking that I can still walk. Now I've got a new knee. What I have to do now is walk down this corridor. You've not seen this one before, but if I walk down this corridor, we're getting really near the front entrance. which is pretty special. On arrival at the hospital, you take your SIP card, which is the plastic card which gives you the right to have the access to the health service in Spain. You take your SIP card to one of these two orange machines, insert your SIP card, and it will return a ticket for you which tells you where to go and which consultant you're seeing, and it confirms your appointment time. So I've just been down to traumatology, room 102, at the far corner of the hospital, and one of the things you need to know in Spain is if you go anywhere like this, you need a ticket. If you don't have a ticket, so your number will come up on a TV screen. If you don't have a ticket, you'd be sat in the waiting room, possibly for 3 or 4 weeks. And that's very important. Get hold of your ticket. We've discovered the Spanish people don't really like paying for parking, so they park anywhere rather than a proper car park. But despite all the yellow lines, nobody seems to bother too much here about the fact they are parked. Bit of work going on here to create whatever. This is the A&E end of the hospital, and this is where this afternoon's little consultant appointment has taken place, and they've said I'm fine, I can walk around without any problem, which is perhaps as well because of the corridors being as long as they are. If I come down here, that's the waiting room for A&E. You could be in there for a while if you get here at 2 a.m. in the morning sometime on a weekend. And this is where they bring the ambulances in, if they can get in, past all the parked cars. When you think of oranges, you might normally think of Seville, but these are all in the northern Costa Blanca, and you can see, hopefully get some idea anyway of the size of this one orchard, and the fruit on here is what's not fallen on the ground already, and there is quite a bit, but what's here will be harvested in late December. So you get hundreds of thousands of oranges in late December from these beautiful orchards in northern Costa Blanca. This is just another view to give you some size of the orchards where the oranges will be harvested at the end of next month. It's 25th of November today. So there we are, a little bit more about what goes on in Spain. There'll be hundreds of thousands of oranges in crates all over this part of the world very shortly, in about 4 or 5 weeks' time, and let's hope the farmers get a really good price for them. The street lighting, I will maybe have a walk down there and let you see what that's all about. And as far as the knee goes, I think that's the end of the story, and hopefully I won't need the other one doing for some time yet. So everything's good, and we're looking forward to finding some more silly things for you to have a look at. And anything you want to know about Spain, anything I can help you with, please pop it in the comments. I'll be delighted to get back to you and explore for you and show you things if you're thinking of coming here for a holiday, if you're thinking of coming here to work, or if you're thinking you might come here and retire like we did. You're going to love it, I'm sure. Okay, bye for now. I'll talk to you soon.